Can somebody tell me what happened yesterday with New Music Friday? Oh my god, we got so much good music. Drake released something. Anderson .Paak and Bruno Mars collaborated. That was probably one of the best things I've heard in a little bit. But what I think was amazing is Chance dropped something out. First, before we go into the song, a little background on Mr. the Rapper. Chance began his release discography in 2012 with the release of 10 Day, his first mixtape. And it was good, it was very good, but it wasn't exactly, the end all be all that would make him as successful as he is now. 2013 would see the release of his second and probably most successful mixtape, Acid Rap. Very successful project. You got a lot of classics off this. Cocoa Butter Kisses, favorite song with Childish Gambino. A lot of just tremendous music on this project nonetheless. Then he starts to get a little bit more mainstream attention. Not like huge mainstream attention, but he starts to get noticed. Coloring Book sees him work with a lot of mainstream artists like Justin Bieber, Lil Yachty, Young Thug. But from there, nothing really big. It felt kind of almost like a step backwards, from Acid Rap being this amazing thing, and then Coloring Book feeling like, okay, something's meh. It was still an amazing project again, but it wasn't something that was holding fans over the same way that Acid Rap did. Then we didn't really hear much. Chance was appearing more in the mainstream, not really making his own releases. He worked a lot with Justin Bieber. He worked a lot with DJ Khaled, especially on I'm the One and on his album that year. But no new music from Chance until 2019 came around, and Chance announced his next album on The Tonight Show. I remember Big Day releasing, and it taking forever just for the album to come out. It was about 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Eastern Standard Time when that came out. And the album it sounded good at first, but then it just was really disappointing. It was kind of sad, honestly. It was really disappointing to see Chance's debut project be not so great. It was something that I was happy to hear Chance make a debut album, but it was just sad to see it was so disappointing. And as a result, I think a lot of fans felt the same way. So much so that Chance hasn't really been in a lot of people's conversations when it comes to rap. He's great, but he's not exactly as amazing as he was when he was getting noticed. Alright, now that you heard me talk about Chance enough, let's finally talk about this song. Wow. I really enjoyed what I heard off this track. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie, this was probably some of the best Chance I've heard in a little bit. It still sounds like soft-spoken Chance the Rapper. Like he's getting out of bed. It's like, hey, I'm going to the store. I'm gonna get some pancakes and eggs. You want something? I'll be back with you in a moment. Like, no, with Chance, it sounds now soft, but it sounds more like he is getting a little bit passionate. As the song progresses, he sounds more and more like he's getting passionate. I really admire Chance's flow on this track. I really admire, the metaphor he's talking about. But it doesn't feel like it has to have a deep meaning. It's something that the casual listener could understand. And I think that's really nice to hear for, trying to understand a track that, doesn't need to be complex. It doesn't feel humble. It doesn't sound like it's a work of God. It still, of course, incorporates all the gospel energy that Chance is very well known for in his music. But I don't think it's bad at all. In fact, 2 minutes and 30 seconds is kind of perfect, actually. I thought it was just the amount of pacing we needed for this track, like a comeback Chance project. Hopefully, this is like a sign of what's to come in the future. I'm really excited for that. But Heart and Tongue feels like something he's stating that the two things are two separate entities. He can't control his heart, yet he can control his tongue. He can control what he says, but he can't control how he feels. And I enjoy that. So it's a perfect contrast of his heart may feel one way, but his tongue will say something different. His mouth will say something, he will say something different, but it'll feel one way. It's kind of like how it kind of is a perfect view on how people behave. They may feel one way, like maybe I have feelings for somebody, but when, they're rapping, they're not going to say that out loud unless they really feel passionate about it. I think that's something Chance has done all throughout his career. And I think Chance makes that more clear with this track, and I really admire the use of metaphor for this. I think all in all, this was something I really enjoyed listening to from Chance. It's probably some of my favorite Chance mainstream music, and that might change in like a year or two. But honestly, I thought Heart and Tongue was a remarkable listen nonetheless. Chance the Rapper's The Heart and Tongue gets a 4 out of 5 scratches from me. I think this track was really impressive. I think it shows that there's a comeback coming from Chance, and I really look forward to what he has coming if we get more of what we got from this track.